Action, take 101.
Well, hi folks, Smudge here. You know, only Grizz can come up with a couple logs as a clapboard, and we're glad to have him. Give us a couple of facts about yourself, Grizz.
Fact number 3 about me is I'm a vegetarian. I love vegetarian foods. I mean, I love my mashed potatoes and vegetables and fruits and all that good stuff. It's you know, I love it a lot. Fact number 4, I'm a pretty damn liar. I like my meat too. I like my meat and gravy. I love my chicken, my artificial chicken, all that good stuff.
Well, it sounds like you pretty much like all foods. So, we frequently see you smoking in some of your videos, but I hear you have some opinions about that. Would you share those?
Damn cigarettes won't stay lit. Another fact about me is I despise smoking. And if there is any young kids watching, don't do it. Don't get started. Just don't do it. You may think it's cool at the time, but you're going to kick yourself in the ass later for it. With that said, anybody can be a quitter, and I ain't no damn quitter.
Some of these folks that many of us just refer to as city slickers. What's your thoughts on that?
I hate to say it, because there's a lot that the educated people have to offer, but I hate to tell you that it's been the educated people that this country. I wish I could take that word back, because I don't know how to edit that word on out. But
well, that's okay, Grizz. We'll take care of that word for you. Oh, we are going to have so much to talk about come Monday night. And by the way, let me introduce you to my kitty.
Computer.
Contact Daryl anytime until it's repeating in my ear.
Not anymore.
Are you done playing?
Yep.
Okay, I'm back. Sam's here, blind mama's messy kitchen country girl. Miss B lady. Grizz is in the green room. Something about how to make sure he had enough cold potato water. I think he's making popcorn back there. I'm not quite sure yet. Yeah, gotta watch that kitty cat. Andy, you may want to keep whacking it. Or whacking Grizz. I think that's what Bandana does. She gets Grizz with the skillet, because he goes after the kitty cat. But we found him a really big kitty cat this week. So, want to see how he works out with that. Chocolate covered chocolate, dipped in chocolate and served with a side of chocolate. Are you having one of those days there, Jesus Family Farms? Skinny Minnie, you are looking awesome. Just awesome. Wish I had your willpower. Songbird, long time no see. Yep, tonight's guest is Grizz. All Sorts is here. Bobby Sprinkle. Woohoo! Spicy. Angie's Pantry. Gosh, move them over. We got 41 watching.
46.
46. Mine still shows 41. Do we have all those thumbs up? I can't see the thumbs up, mods. You'll have to get on them. Get a skillet out, because Grizz isn't here yet to do that. Tammy Sully, glad to see you here.
Well, you think it's about time?
I think that they've put up with me long enough.
All right. Well,
Full Spectrum Survival is here. He's telling me 48.
Grizz, you are live, sir.
Good evening, Daryl and Sherry. It's great, a pleasure to be on here.
We're happy to have you here finally.
Hey, I just got to say, that kitty cat, man, reminded me of So Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to run.
Daryl had to look high and low for that kitty cat for you.
I would really like to ask somebody out there to put my text on out there that, you know, thumbs up that I'm whacked this kitty.
Half Acre Dreams of Curry, you're right. The gang is here tonight. The gang is here. We just got, they're all following Grizz. You do have your followers, Grizz.
Yeah, they're a good bunch of people.
Yes.
And just so everybody in the room knows, Grizz cannot see the chat. So we will relay whatever you would like.
Within reason?
Within reason. Yes, within reason. But,
yeah, let's all remember this is a family-friendly channel, so what you put in text, there's kids that can read too.
Yeah, Half Acre Dream says not to whack the doggy.
No, this is my baby. I couldn't whack her.
Well, I see you're sitting in front of a pile of firewood there.
You know, it almost looks like a bed with some sheets that look like wood. It really does. If you look at it, yeah. It looks like a bed, and there's pillows.
Almost layered up there. And
hey, Brenda.
So
much stack of supply of firewood. I still have about twice that much to put up before I've got enough.
I was going to ask, how much firewood do you go through in a winter?
Oh, 6 cords.
6 cords?
Yeah.
That's a fair amount.
But I could knock it down to 2 cords really easily. I like to leave my window quite often wide open in the living room right by my chair, so I got the cold air just rushing on in with the wood stove just blazing away and keep it like 80 degrees in there. I just love that feel.
Yeah, wood heat is really nice. Now, do you just have a single wood stove that takes care of your place, or multiple, or what?
Just a single wood stove. You know, we would be considered a tiny house, really. I mean, this is only a 10 by 40 trailer. But okay. It's only, well, with the added addition that I did to the back, it's about 480 square feet.
Okay.
So yeah, wood stove takes care of it. The back end, the far end of the trailer, it gets a little chilly back there in the bathroom, but we deal with it.
See Sam's?
No, I didn't.
Samwise, Goji Grizz is asking you, how many pounds of tobacco would it take to shave your beard? Guess that's your answer,
Ain't
Sam.
Ain't
That's your answer. And country
I've had this beard ever since I was 35 years old when I was in 3rd grade.
That was just, what, 2 weeks ago?
Approximately.
Cool. I thought so. Country Girl wants to know what the temperature is there tonight.
It's actually pretty warm. It's I'm guessing right around 45. I didn't look when I came out here, but right around 45 to 50.
Well, that's not too bad. Actually, I think that's a little bit warmer than it is here.
I was going to say, that's warmer than what we're having.
Yeah, that's warmer than it is here. So
yeah. You definitely need long johns and scarves.
So, what do you consider your winter season out there? I mean, has it actually started, or are you still into a late fall?
Yes, I consider our winter season has started because our winter season is mainly rain, and we've been getting a lot of it, and it's supposed to be a real wet winter for us.
Okay, and that will last through what, February or March or April or?
We get quite a bit of rain through April, May, but we have a lot of good weather on in there too. It starts getting kind of our weather toward in early spring gets to be like a woman. It changes quite frequently.
Okay. And just for anybody that's in the chat here and doesn't know, Grizz is out of Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And if he wants to narrow it down anymore, he can do that. But I'll just say Oregon.
Half Acre Dream, Victoria, he lives in the state of confusion.
Exactly. No, I live east of Sweet Home, Oregon. On the lower side of the, I'm in the Cascade Mountains, but I'm at a low elevation of the Cascade Mountains.
Okay. Well, I know that I've seen in some of your videos, your property, as I see it, has got some hills. It's not flat. It's not like a football field.
No, my property is only with what we just got next door here. We're a little over 7 acres now, and my property is 600 feet deep, and the elevation difference in our property from front to back in 600 feet is 150 feet.
Okay, so you're just on the side of a hill.
Yeah.
Bobby Sprinkle goes, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Wanda, hi, Wanda.
One up, or I'm going to whack that kitty.
I think Bandana's in the room. You better be careful.
Hey, I feel safe up here now. You can't get me now.
Yeah, you're not in amongst the rest of the folks, are you?
I'll just have to watch out for it next week.
And Mariah's in the room.
Mariah just came in. Mariah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how many subscribers do you have now, Grizz? You know why I'm asking.
I think so. I think Country Girl has been doing her work, because I was 812, 813, and last time I looked, I was down to 809.
Yeah.
So she's been doing some work. So I'm having to do a little bit of reworking on that, revamping, regrouping. I just placed a $5 ad through AdSense or whatever to YouTube to promote my channel, try to get it on up there to counteract the damage that she's caused.
Yeah, she did post in here that everyone needs to unsub you to help save her. So for the newbies who don't know what's going on, when Grizz reaches 1,000 subscribers, and I'm sure one of our mods will be happy enough to put his link in here, he's going to marry Country Girl off to Sam. And
no, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. He's just going to marry Country Girl.
It's got to be the winner. I'm going to have a drawing.
I see.
I'm going to have a drawing for. We don't know who the winner is going to be.
Oh, okay.
Sam, is your name in the drawing?
And of course it is.
Okay.
I get to pick whose name's in the drawing here. This is my sis. I can't just marry off to anybody.
Okay. So,
and by the way, if y'all don't subscribe to me, I will whack the kitty too.
Shoo! I'm glad we're subscribed.
It's a good thing that cat has 9 lives, huh?
Yep. But they're posting your links, so we'll see what we can do for you.
Well, Grizz, I have a question for you. Whatever possessed you to start making videos?
Pardon?
What possessed you to start making videos?
Well, initially, I thought, let's just give it a try. And I made some really stupid videos just for the heck of it. And I really didn't think I would try to pursue a real channel. I just thought I'd post some stupid videos of stuff that was going on around here, the firewood that I got, this and that. And then I started getting more interested in making videos, and I got a long ways to go before I have any quality videos. I've just been having fun. It's a hobby, being that I'm on disability now because of my back. I turned it into a hobby, something that I enjoy doing, just for funsies.
Mm-hmm. So, are you having fun?
Oh yeah. Great. If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't do it.
So, and you just mentioned your back, so I'm sure not everybody in the room knows your history there, but if you could maybe elaborate a little bit, your medical issues that you had, back in '79, I think?
Yeah, in 1979, I fell 30 feet. It was rolling truss, and it was raining, and the lumber was a little bit slick and mossy, a little bit of moss on it, and my feet shot out from underneath me, and I went over the edge, and I caught the top of the wall with my arms, but there was a window right underneath me, and the window was open, so my feet swung inside the window, and that unhooked my arm from the top of the wall, and I went down and hit the ground. This is a funny story. I got to tell this story. I hit the ground, and my brother my oldest brother, who was had medical training and stuff, and was taking medical training. He's way up high. Well, he's past an RN now. He's actually a hospital administrator now. But he completely freaked out. My other brother, who had no training, he knew exactly what to do. But they got the ambulance on there, and the ambulance drivers, they were wearing rubber boots, and they come tiptoeing through the mud like they didn't want to get their rubber boots wet and dirty. The paramedics, when they arrived, they were wearing their dress shoes, you know, their black leather shoes that the firemen wear. They come plodding through the mud. But what was really weird was, here was the plumbers, and all the plumbers at Jensen's Plumbing, they wore these white jumpsuits. They were all white. They were all lined up on one side of me, and all my family, because it was a family deal. It was a big commercial job. And all my family was lined up on the other side. They was all wearing, you know, dark clothes. And I look on up, amongst my screaming, by the way. I mean, I was in severe pain after crushing my L5. But I remember thinking, it's the good angels against the bad angels, and they're fighting over who's going to get me. It was a weird deal.
Well, and you were told that you wouldn't walk again, and all sorts of things. You wouldn't be able to work.
It was pretty much. Yeah, I was told to go on disability for the rest of my life, and I worked for another 30, almost 40 years.
Well, certainly commend you for that. And I'm well aware of what back issues can cause. I've not had anything quite as severe as you, but, or at least why it's not in the same fashion. We'll put it that way.
It's true.
So, well, I'm a firm believer that it's not necessarily how bad the injury is at the time that it happens. It's what happens to it after, because after you crush something, after you injure your back, things don't line up, and that does all sorts of damage to your disc and your to the disc out there, and you get all sorts of swelling and stuff. And that's my worst problem now, is my discs swell up really big, get inflamed and stuff, and then I'm in bed for 3 or 4 or 5 days at a time.
Well, and obviously that slowed you down from chasing kitties.
You don't have to be fast with kitties when you got a 22.
Oh, okay.
You just have to be accurate.
If they're big ones. Half Acre Dreams wants to know if you're still in a lot of pain.
Right now, I actually had a fairly decent day. I have some really good days, and I have some really bad days.
Gaming Guys wants to know, what's your favorite kind of pie?
Pumpkin. Oh man, my wife makes the best fresh pumpkin pie. Oh man, it is awesome.
That's what one of Daryl's favorite pies is, pumpkin pie.
Oh yeah, pumpkin pie, and I got to put some.
No, you like whipped cream with a little piece of pie under it.
Well, yeah, the white.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, like a whole container of Cool Whip with a little piece.
Real whipped cream.
Yes, the real one. Yeah, I have that in the fridge. We were going to make butter with the Grand Girls this weekend. We never got around to it.
Well, I love apple or pumpkin pie with or without the whipped cream, with ice cream, or just plain pumpkin pie by itself. I mean, I just love grabbing a slice and walking off and snacking on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you haven't always lived in Oregon. Where else have you lived at?
Oh man, I've lived in. Well, I was born in Napa Valley. Spent a large part of my childhood in Redding, California, and the rest of another large part of my childhood in Auburn, Enumclaw, Washington area, and then down to Southern California, Santa Barbara, Carpinteria. And I lived for a few years up in Alaska. I lived for some time in Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. In construction, I've moved all over. Alaska, I lived in Alaska for about 3 years. I've lived everywhere, but I've settled here in Oregon. I lived in my early 20s. I lived here. When I broke my back, did that up in Salem, Oregon, and I've always loved this part of Oregon. So this is the area where I came on back to, and I've been here for about 25 years.
Okay. Wow.
Country Girl asked, have you ever had pumpkin lasagna?
No, I haven't. Never heard of it.
There you go, Country Girl. I'll make it and ship it to them.
Yeah, I at least show me the recipe. I'd be interested in seeing that.
That's true. Oh, Sam Stevens is here, and she says she loves any pie that she doesn't have to cook herself.
By the way, I got to tell y'all, Sam Stevens, she's my ex-wife, and don't let her tell you otherwise. I left her. She didn't leave me. She was too brutal with a cast iron skillet.
Yeah, we heard that story about a month ago.
So, do you have any upcoming plans that you want to accomplish? Any big projects coming up, or?
I want to finish my daughter's storage shed. I want to build the roof to put my sawmill under, as well as the six-wheeler and the tractor. Yeah, and I want to. I have dreams of making all these comical videos of, like, I got one that I've got plans for several videos of making of this old toilet, comical ones. But wintertime, I don't get a whole lot accomplished.
Well, that's easy to understand. I mean, everything you've mentioned there, I believe, is outside. So dealing with the rain and the cold weather and.
Old Alabama Gardener says, hello, Grizz. OAG here.
Hey, Old Alabama Gardener. That guy's a great guy. I love watching his videos. That guy's full of a wealth of knowledge.
He's gonna join us on Christmas Day, Christmas night.
Cool. I won't be missing that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, when I realized that Christmas was on a Monday this year, I looked at Sherry. I says, "What are we going to do?" I mean, people be with families and stuff like that. And we said, "Well, if we can do it, if we can find a guest, we'll just go ahead and do it, because there may be a lot of people out there that get new computers for Christmas and things like that. They want to try them out. There's probably some empty nesters out there like we are. They've got nothing else to do on a Monday evening." So I think we're going to have a real good show. We've got a real good guest.
Well, Bobby Sprinkle just said, unsub Grizz. If you don't, the kitty cat gets it.
Well,
not sure about this
tell
here,
Bobby
Grizz.
he better shut up, or I'm going to give him a noogie on that bald head.
Pickerick wants to know what your favorite garden vegetable is to grow.
To grow or
Yes.
to eat?
To grow.
Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
And BC Truck just made a comment here that's just not true at all. It says, "I'm a wealth of knowledge too, just nothing that's useful." I know better than that. I've seen some of his videos, a lot of his videos.
Oh, yeah, really.
Yeah, BC Truck's got a very, very good channel, folks. If anybody's not familiar with him, please get familiar. He's got some real good quality content.
And Backwood Raised Grizz wants to know, do you hunt a lot, and what do you hunt?
What's that?
Do you hunt a lot, and what do you hunt?
I used to hunt a lot. I don't get out and hunt like I used to, because I can't get out there in the woods like I used to. I get out there and hunt whenever, but it's all road, or for the most part. Mostly, but I do some timber chicken.
Okay, is your garden done for this year, Grizz?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know I've seen some videos of your garden, stuff like that, and you consider yourself to be, well, how did you put it?
An amateur gardener.
Yeah, an amateur gardener, and you're not a homesteader, but you're a hobby gardener, I think. I think that's what you said.
Yeah, it wasn't that he was the one that said that.
Yeah, that you're a hobby gardener and hobby something else. So I don't know about that. Go ahead.
Everything I do is a hobby.
Everything you do is a hobby. Okay.
I like that. I think I'll stick with that one too.
No, I do count on my food that we use in the garden. You know, we do count on that throughout. But it's not nowhere near enough food for us to sustain ourselves with.
Well, you do the best with what you have. You do the best you can do with what you can do. So, getting back to the YouTube, how long were you just a watcher in YouTube before you decided to start making videos?
A serious watcher for the last 3 to 4 years, probably closer to 4 years now. And it wasn't until about 6-8 months ago that I started trying to get serious about making videos.
Okay. Okay. Because I know that you haven't had time to view all the videos that I know you've seen in just, that last 6 or 8 months. So I know you've been around a while just watching.
Yeah.
And
I really do enjoy watching the channels. That's one of the drawbacks that kind of holds me up and getting things accomplished around here too, is me spending too much time watching a bunch of these videos. YouTube is as addictive as TV.
It's a different form of TV. It's got a screen.
At least I'm learning something from it for the most part. Yes.
Do you use YouTube for research and stuff you do?
No, most of the stuff that I do is stuff that I've always done.
Okay.
However, there's a few things from time to time that I see on YouTube that, well, for instance, my first still that I made, I keep on telling people that I'm going to show it and all this stuff, but I don't know, I have mixed emotions about that. But my first still that I made, it wasn't anything like what I have now, and what I have now is not the state of the art. And I keep on saying that I'm going to show people how I made it, but where I got the idea how to make my latest version of the still was from YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's perfectly safe. You don't have to worry about them blowing up or anything like that, and they're super cheap. You can build a still for like $20 or $30.
Now, and I don't want to tread in some muddy water here, but what is the legalities of stills in your area?
We can have stills to use for our own consumption and to give away as presents to friends. Okay. The alcohol, there's really no stipulation on that. We just can't sell the alcohol.
It's amazing how many friends he's going to acquire here pretty soon.
Yeah, you got everybody raising their hand in the chat here.
Yeah, you know what? I've had people say that I look like Popcorn Son and stuff like that. I don't have nowhere near the talent that guy has. I wish I did. I'm not a master distiller. I mean, I'm a hobby distiller, and some of my stuff turns out really good, and some of it flat out tastes nasty.
Skeeter Jackson must know how far you are to a grocery store.
Roughly about 15 miles.
Well, that's not too bad, but it's further than what I want to walk.
Yeah, it's not too. I'm not way out. Where I am at is out in the boonies, but I'm at the edge of the boonies.
Okay. So your address is number 1 Booney Row.
Yep, that's it.
setting the wood on fire. What's? Oh yeah. Somebody just said in here, forget about setting the wood on fire. Watch that beard when you're lighting that up.
Well, if fire is as close to the blade or your money back.
OldAlabamaGardener said, Grizz, my dad always did roll your own. He smoked Prince Albert.
How would smoke Prince Albert if I could find it around here? All we got is this cheap stuff. I swear this American club comes from China. All we can get is cheap tobacco around here.
Wasn't Prince Albert the one where you would make phone calls and ask them if they had Prince Albert in the can? If they said yes, you
I never participated in phone calls.
Oh, no, you never participated in stuff like that. Okay.
Shouldn't you let him out?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, Grizz knows.
Grizz made the call.
Grizz knows.
Oh, no, I never made that call.
Yeah, Sam Stevens, that right. It probably is his backyard probably is his store. Yep.
It is.
Well,
hey, I'm still here chatting. I just got to put another stick of wood on the fire.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to fire up the trivia here.
Okay.
Okay, folks, let me very quickly go over our rules here. And for anybody new in the chat here tonight, every week we ask 2 different trivia questions. And if you're a winner, we award you with some cold hard cash. So the rules are this: you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as received and recorded on the stream here at Two Family Homestead. In other words, as you see it on the window, that's how we have to judge it. Your computer may be different. We have to go by what we have here. And if you do win, you have to send us an email with your address, please within 48 hours. And just send that email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. So, having said all that, let's go with the first question here. What is Grizz's daughter's dog's name? Grizz doesn't have a dog; it's his daughter's. What is the dog's name? Oh, there we go. Bob Homestead. Stir fry.
It's one in the last 4 weeks.
Then it's Pickrick. Pickrick 1 is the next one right underneath him.
Monday, October 23rd.
Okay, and Bob retracted his message. Bob, you were almost a winner again, but due to our rules, we can't give it to you. Pickrick 1. So, Pickrick, please send us an email with your address, and if your email is not associated with the name Pickrick, please tell us who you are, and we'll get you a $2 bill out in the mail.
Freshly minted.
And BC Truck says kitty in a dog suit? What's going on here? So, all right. So, what are you drinking there, Grizz?
Mountain water and tonic.
Sounds like a plan there. I didn't know if that was some of your distilled water or not.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a portion of it. I had to water it on down. I didn't want to get too lit up for the show tonight. Hey, I just got to say, actually, that's not my daughter's dog's name. That's the nickname that my daughter's dog.
Oh, well, I've always heard you.
Her name is Snickle.
I'm sorry. Is what?
Her real name is Snicklefoot.
Okay. Well, I don't think I've ever heard that on any videos.
I can't call her that.
So, do we have a winner or do we not have a winner? I may have.
I would say that we have a winner.
Okay.
That's what he always...
I haven't that information out before.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're safe, Rick. So, do you have anything you'd like to share with everybody, Grizz, that nobody knows about you? We always want to ask some of these deep, thoughtful questions.
Oh my! I didn't even think about that. Oh, I got a lot I could share. I just don't know if I want to share. You know, I mean.
Oh, that's fine. We don't have. Don't say anything you don't want to.
You know, I probably ought to get it out because it's going to come out sooner or later. And I mentioned that a little bit here and there. You know, my daughter is mentally disabled and has some severe problems. And she was born with extreme health conditions. I mean, she still has severe migraines to this day. But she was born with a spinal dimple that fortunately, within about 2 weeks after she was born, it did close up, so she never did end up with spinal bifida. She was born with congestive heart failure. She was born with a dislocated hip. The doctors messed up on that. I got to watch my language on that because I could go on a tangent on that part. But because of their misdiagnosis years later, they had to cut the bones off on in her legs. On her right leg, they had to cut the bones off in 3 different places, and on her left leg, they had to cut the bones in 2 different places to rotate her legs to be straight. So she wouldn't do any more damage to her hips than what was already there when she was born with dislocated hips. By the way, I mean, all this stuff is in the past now. All of her medical issues, other than her migraines. There were some other medical issues that she was born with a chronic ear infection, so she's legally deaf. And when she went through her leg surgery, all of this medical stuff, we didn't have insurance, so I had to pay for it all out of my own pocket. And I used to make really good money. But because of all the years of medical bills that I had, it kept my income showing low. So I'm at low income now because I had all these medical write-offs. Even though I was making $100,000 a year, I was had so much medical bills that it ate it all up. So when it got through with their leg surgery, I had a nervous breakdown, and I came close in my life. I mean, it was. I don't want to go into that part a whole lot, but it's been had a real rough load, and I don't want people to feel sorry for me or nothing. Because, I mean, it's part of life, and that's what I try to portray. That, you know what? Stuff happens, and we just have to learn how to overcome them. And now, today, I look at things as I look for new challenges.
Wonderful. Great. So, most of the medical issues are kind of behind her, as you said, at least my physical. It's just
yeah.
Okay, so she's continued to improve then, life goes on, as one says.
Yep.
So you just had the one daughter? Or if I touched on something I shouldn't have, I will, just...
I lost a son years ago, but I don't want to go there.
That's fine.
No problem.
No problem at all.
We definitely respect your privacy.
Yeah, I wasn't intended to pry. So...
Right now, we're all chatting about overalls.
Oh man, if it was warm out, I would have worn my rompers and showed off my milky white legs.
Are those the ones you washed that one time? You took off on camera and washed?
Yeah, those were my rompers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the video to watch.
Yeah, I don't know where you get some of your ideas.
Hey, did you get Granny Monster's edited version of that? She did such a great job. She edited that Granny Monster. She re-edited it and put it on her channel, and she did a great job of re-editing that.
I'll have to go look for it.
Yeah, it's about 3 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. You go back to the channel. Granny Monster did such a great job of editing that video. It was awesome.
So on your property there, do you have well water, or are you? What is your water source?
We have 2 water sources. We have well water that well, I've mentioned before. I got a friend of mine that lives on the property here because of hard times and stuff. Vietnam veteran. And he's done me a lot of favors, so I owe him this deal. He brought his excavator up here and he dug me in a well 30 foot deep, a cistern on in there. So I have a cistern on in at the bottom of my property that we run a well. Right now my pump burned on up, so I got to get a new pump for that well. But also we have water rights to the spring. On the neighbor's property, we actually have an easement and the water rights to that. So we have gravity flow water into the house too.
Bob Homestead says that you need to do a Sawmill video in dress and high heels.
No, not going to happen, Bob. No, I can't walk flat-footed as it is, let alone in high heels.
Well, I can remember I was in one of your streams way back, and I think this was before you had said the first word about that sawmill, and I saw that thing sitting behind you in the shed. I don't know if you remember that or not, but I asked you if that was a Harbor Freight bandsaw behind you. So.
It took me a long time to get it up and running, didn't it?
Well, obviously I have no idea what all. I mean, if that's the only thing you have to do, maybe it did, but I'm sure you were busy.
Well, I had to come up with the funds to buy the tracks for it because I didn't want to mount it on the tracks if they sent with it. I could have put it together and started cutting 8-foot logs because that's all the track that I purchased with it was enough to do 8-foot logs with. But I didn't want to cut these 14 and 16-foot logs down shorter for that.
So with that type of a sawmill, the tracks are king as far as what the length can be. I mean, if you had enough track, you could do a 20, 30-foot log.
Yeah. I have a trailer frame, an old mobile home trailer frame that's in really good shape that I got hanging over the embankment down over here. Maybe one of these days I'll show a video of that. I plan on cutting that. It's a 60-foot trailer frame, and I plan on cutting that on down and making that into a track for my sawmill, so I'll be able to load 50-foot logs on there and cut it if I want.
Wow. Of course, I'm not sure your little tractor's going to pick up a 50-foot log.
Well, like I said, I got a friend of mine living here that has a bulldozer, a couple of excavators. I do have access for free to move the logs around if I need to.
Okay, well that's a plus. Now, do you harvest the wood right from your property, or is it a neighbor property, or?
The logs that I have, there again, this is a really good friend of mine. He does tree removal. He's an old school logger and stuff, and he does tree removal. And so all these logs that I have, the log decks that are here, these are logs that he brought on in, that he says, hey, have what you want. And of course, I built some for him too.
Okay, let me have Sherry grab this one because I can't turn this back.
Okay. Ruby Ranch Homestead in the Forest is asking, do you use any sort of water filtration? If so, what kind? A Berkey, a house filter? Just wondering, they are digging a well but already use a Berkey for their municipal water.
No, I don't use any kind of a water filter. I do plan on making a charcoal water filter one of these days. But I got to do some more research on this before I do it. Our water is good water. We just have high mineral content into it. We get a lot. Our pipes, and everything turns orange from all the mineral in our water. But it's been tested, and we have good quality water. So we have no need to filter it.
So it just has
other than that mineral.
Yeah, it just has some extra iron in it or something.
Yeah.
So you have quite a few chickens. I think if I heard right, it was like 27 or approaching 30 chickens.
Yeah, with the last 6, we have right around 30 now.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure. I don't really count them. I don't have them named or nothing, but I still can't. I have a hard time butchering. We've only butchered 4 or 5 of them.
Do you have any other livestock besides your dog?
No.
Okay.
It's a dog.
I mean, I know the cats won't last, so.
I do want to get some goats to eat the blackberries and the poison oak around here. We got loads of blackberries and poison oak all over this place.
Okay. So you would like to get some goats just for working the land, then I take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And get some goat milk.
Okay, so goat milk. And do you have any hobbies that you enjoy doing?
I've always enjoyed woodworking, doing carving, which I've gotten out of it the last several years, and I would really like to get into woodworking again on the carving and turning things on the lathe again.
Well,
one thing I haven't done on a lathe ever is I've never turned a bull. I got a good lathe out here. I want to turn some bulls.
Well, that's some good video material right there.
Yeah, and by the way, Rain Country's husband, Patrick, he's the one that got me all excited about turning bulls, because I seen on his videos, he did some turning some bulls, and man, I should get into that. The one thing that holds me back is getting the moisture content right on such a large object, because it's a shame to turn a big bull and not have the moisture content right, and then all of a sudden it splits when it dries out more.
Yeah, splits or warps up so it's not usable. Or
Country Girl is asking how the baby chicks are doing.
How the baby chicks are doing?
Mm-hmm.
They're half grown. They're doing great.
And let's see. There's another. Oh, Bee Lady wants to know if your chickens are free range.
Yes, they are. I'm in the process of trying to get my garden secured in good enough where they can't get on out for the winter. And then I'll let them free range like 1 day a week throughout the winter. But I'd like to keep them in the garden for the most part for the winter.
Grizz, do you have any pieces that you've carved in the past sitting around?
No, I don't. I've given them all away. I gave one to my brother, and he gave it to his boss for a Christmas present. And the boss told him he would have paid like $400 or $500 for it. It was an airplane, and that was back in the late 70s.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing you do a little bit of that stuff.
I would really like to get back into it. and I plan on doing it. It seems like so much things in life keep on getting in the way for me accomplishing all the hobbies that I want to pursue.
Well, that's easy to understand, but you know, as you said, with your rainy winter season coming through, that might, you know, a little sideline to occupy some time there.
Yeah, and my biggest drawback there is I got to get busy in my shop and get it cleaned on out, and there's a lot of work involved to where I get the wood going on in there, because for me being outside without being by a fire, the arthritis really flames up in my back.
Mm-hmm.
I have to keep warm, so I've got to get that shop where I can keep it warm during the wintertime so I can enjoy and start doing that stuff. But my shop isn't there at that point yet.
Okay. So let me just check the chat here and see what else we have. By the way, Grizz, we've been bouncing somewhere between 65 and 75 people in the room here.
Oh, that's not too bad. I was afraid there'd only be 10 or 15.
Yeah, right.
We had that before we started.
Yeah, they were in here for an hour waiting for you.
Well, I tell you what, they may be fans of me, but I'm fans of them too. I mean, I try to watch all their channels. I mean, I do have to say this: I don't comment very often on very many pages because I'm a bad hyper. But I do watch a lot of videos, and I give a lot of thumbs up. And if I do give a thumbs down, I let the person know. Usually I give a thumbs down because it's fun.
Yeah, a view's a view.
Yep.
Country Girl wants to know what your favorite YouTube channel is.
Well, I have a couple. I really enjoy Deep South Homestead. I mean, I hate missing one of their Saturday night, live shows.
Oh,
I watch just about every single one of their videos.
You should be
also,
there, Grizz, when it's live. You should be there at the house when they're doing it live. We had a riot that night.
I would love to meet them in person.
We were having so much fun.
A couple of my other real favorite ones is Praxis. That guy is awesome at gardening. Can't remember the Praxis something or other, and also Voodoo Gardens. Picker Rick knows the channel name. He could type it into the room. He knows who I'm talking about. That guy is really awesome. Another channel, I really enjoy Papa Doing It Cheap. Really enjoy his content that he puts on up there. I really enjoy what Cab 7 does. He does some awesome stuff, connecting people and stuff. There's a number of channels, but I would have to say my top picks. My 3 top picks would be Deep South Homestead. Someone Danny mentioned the other night on his show, Boss of the Swamp, okay. And then Prax. Those are my 3 top favorite. I mean, those 3 channels, I don't miss any of their videos.
Well, speaking of Deep South Homestead, they're in the chat here tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was. I saw Wanda come in, then I thought it was Danny, but it wasn't Danny. It was Wanda. Yeah.
So she's here.
Yeah, I can't miss getting my Deep South Homestead pick Saturday night, 6 p.m. our time, 9 p.m. their Eastern time. I think it's 10 p.m. or 8 p.m. their time, I believe.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's 8 for them, it's 9 for us, and yep. And again, just checking the chat here.
Nah, backwards race. He's not on fire. He may be smoking, but he's not on fire. Yeah, that Saturday night of the meetup down there in Mississippi, when some of us went over to their house, to Danny and Wanda's house. It was crazy. We had fun. Found out that Bee Lady has a wonderful voice, and so did Wanda. You're gonna have to help me because I'm not sure of what his name was. I know it wasn't Mark. That one gentleman that sang, he had a heck of a voice.
And Wanda is asking Grizz.
Ah, there you go. That's right.
Where's my
shirt sleeves?
Where's my shirt sleeves?
You know what? That has surprised me more than anything. And by the way, I'm glad you mentioned this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. This ain't going to be too family friendly. But Country Girl, I'm pissed off at you because you told me you was going to collect me and send me a bunch of shirt sleeves to mail to Danny and Wanda. You know, I had a lot of promises and nobody's came through, so I've been slowly collecting them. I only got about 6 shirt sleeves that I cut off my shirts this last year, so I'm trying to get a box full.
Okay, you heard that right here, folks. Grizz needs, get your old T-shirts. You want T-shirts, right? The shirt sleeves from the T-shirts?
Yeah, the cotton T-shirt sleeves.
Okay.
Cut the sleeves off redneck style and send them to me so I can box them up and send them to Danny and Wanda.
There we go. You heard it, folks. Get those shirt sleeves to Grizz. We'll make sure you get a post office box for him, and then he can get them sent on to
748 Foster, Oregon 97345.
There we go. Whatever you said, send it there.
And Country Girl says she has them. She's going to send them Friday.
All right.
And Southern Ark Homestead just joined the room.
About, I got to tell you, and don't take this the wrong way, folks. They use cotton for toilet paper, and they wash it and clean it. They sanitary, and they don't have their guests using it. They put their guests and stuff. And it makes perfect good sense. Because cotton's a whole lot softer than toilet paper.
Oh, we lost him. Can't hear him.
Okay, try saying something again, Grizz.
Am I here?
There you are. There you are. Good enough.
I only got about 9 megabytes of upload speed tonight.
Well, Grizz, I'm going to tell you, we have got an excellent picture, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your voice does sometimes go in and out a little bit, but overall, I think I don't think that anybody's disappointed in the room.
Cool. I was afraid of that.
So again, I'm just kind of going back checking here. I know that you're not seeing the chat, and so I don't want to miss anything here that somebody has put in. If we do miss a question, folks, please repost it, and our wonderful moderators, I'm sure, will also keep us up to date on that and leave the links in there. So we appreciate our moderators very much.
Bobblehead
fabulous
just came
job.
in.
Yes, Bobblehead Homestead has come in.
There's another real good channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, JRC Homestead, Texas. And looks like they're a newer channel here as well.
Well, just remember, y'all, if y'all don't subscribe to me, those of you that haven't subscribed to me, if you don't subscribe to me, I'm going to whack the kitty. And also, if you don't get your thumbs up for this chat, I'm going to whack the kitty too. And we all know that everybody loves kitties, so I expect you to carry through with this.
Well, I'll tell you what we need to do here. Is we need to get this the next trivia question going. In. So just hang on, Grizz. Let me get this started here.
Okay.
Okay, folks, the rules are as follows. You can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it is received and recorded here at Two Family Homestead. So as you see it on the screen comes up, that's how we have to judge it. And if you win, you must send us an email with your mailing address, please within 48 hours, and just send that to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com so we can get a $2 bill out to you. So now we've been through the rules. And you ready to check the chat for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me get the question over.
Yeah, Ruby Rain said this is like a cool game show.
What YouTube creator did Grizz help out when they broke down on their way moving?
See Bobblehead? He says he still has his $2 bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay, Bobblehead. Nicole, Coco Noel, geesh, still has hers.
Bobblehead, Rocky Brook Homestead.
Yep.
And I know it's been over 4 weeks for him.
Yes.
So, Bobblehead Homestead, you are the winner. It was Rocky Brook Homestead was the name of the YouTube creator that
took my ears off.
That Grizz helped out, and that was way back in your early video days, Grizz.
Yeah, that's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get you back up over here.
We did a good video together with a BS grinder.
So, anyway, folks, we got the $2 bills here ready to mail out. And if I'm not mistaken, Bobblehead Homestead was not called Bobblehead Homestead when he won the last one. It was Peoria Dude.
That's right.
And I'm betting the address has changed. So, Mr. Bobblehead, you need to send us your new address.
Yeah, that's right.
And Grizz, you have people in here really rooting for you to get those 1,000 subscribers. So,
yeah, we all want to see Country Girl married.
I think she's the only one throwing a little fit here.
Doesn't seem to be that enthused.
Well,
she wants to get rid of the first one.
Thinking.
Yeah, she wants to get rid of the first one.
Hey, don't forget Country Girl. She has no say on this. I have some shotgun ushers to make sure that she makes it up the aisle. Picker Rick's one of them. Kim Fife is another one. I don't know. I've been trying to get Bobby on board, but he won't do it.
We should do a YouTube telethon.
Well, I see here that Tammy Sprinkle says she's going to be the maid of honor.
Awesome.
Oh, and B-Lady's an usher.
A B-Lady's going to be... Is she going to pack a shotgun?
I don't know. That's what I heard. It has to be.
Awesome.
Wanda, can we have the reception down at your place?
Now, I have to say, if Country Girl reaches 1,000 subscribers before me, then all bets are off on this whole deal. Because I won't be able to hide the shame, and I think she's going to reach 1,000 before me. Her channel's been growing pretty good.
And Grizz, there's a user in here, Songbird, and a bunch of sevens. I don't know how many there are. Says, Grizz, it's nice to see you making videos. You look nothing like I imagined.
I'm sort of curious what they had imagined that it's going to look like.
Look, he's all cleaned up. He's got that beard brushed out and got the makeup on. Okay.
Well, you know, that laundry video that I did a while back, my brother, he showed that laundry video to one of his coworkers. And his coworker says, "Does he really do his laundry that way?" And my brother Chuck says, "Well, I would have doubted if he does his laundry that way, but that accent is fake."
So,
Rusty, when did you sneak in?
yeah, Rusty Anderson's in the room here.
Yep, my bud.
And Trey
Ezel.
okay. Alice, the grandma. So we're still in the 60+ range that are in the room here, Chris. So you are commanding a fine audience here.
That's awesome. I'm kind of actually flattered on that, because I really didn't think there'd be that many sticking around that long. I figured, well, you know what? Maybe they're just waiting for me to do something off the wall crazy, and I just can't do that here on this channel tonight.
Well, Sam Steven wants to know what the 270 in your channel name stands for.
My hunting rifle is the Savage 270, and so the 270 is my hunting, my 27 caliber rifle.
When you
in the old days on other channels, it's my 458.
Well, that's a little bit bigger. When you were doing your hunting, were you hunting for deer or elk, or what was?
Yeah, mainly deer. Elk.
Okay.
My 4570, that was my brush gun. I still have it. I just don't hunt with it as much because I don't get out in the brush as much to hunt. My 270 is my, semi-long range, 150 yards. I don't generally shoot anything any further than that at the most. I don't even like to shoot that far anymore.
Bobblehead Homestead says that 270 is the number of cats that you've had.
Oh, not even close.
Christy Betts says, "Run, kitties, run."
Okay, and Rusty, what's in his glass there is
potato water.
Potato water.
Oh, that's right. They want to know if you ever met Mick Dodge.
If I've ever what?
Met Mick Dodge.
No, I never got. Unfortunately, I never got to meet Mick Dodge. It wasn't he the crocodile man?
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know, Chris.
Down in Australia, down under
Okay, folks. If there's anybody else in the room here that has questions, please type them in all caps. Grizz is not able to see the chat, so we are trying to relay all messages to him. Any advice on how to be like you when I grow up, Grizz?
Oh, that's Rusty.
Oh man, you don't want to be like me when you grow up.
Oh, Mick Dodge lived in the Pacific Northwest forest.
Oh, that's right. I remember he was on National Geographic. Yeah, no, I'm not in. I've never met Mick Dodge. I'm not in his area. He's up in Washington. I know who you're talking about now. He's up in Washington. No, I've never met Mick Dodge at all. Yeah, and I think it'd be cool to meet him.
Well, I know you don't travel well, and I know that you did do some traveling to meet Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and that was a different experience for you. I don't know if you want to share any of that with the folks here or not.
Yeah, that was a cool trip. I really enjoyed meeting Doug and Stacy. I went up there twice to meet them. The first day they weren't at their table, so I left a note at their table. they were both gone. Or no, Stacy was there. Doug wasn't there. But Stacy was busy talking to somebody, you know, in a real concentrated conversation, and I didn't want to bother. So they had a little notepad deal there, you know, for, I don't know, don't remember what the little notepad was. But anyway, I ripped off a piece of paper and I wrote on the back of it, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty," on the back of it. And then I left it on the table. Well, they got this, they seen that note. They were all wondering, like, what's this "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty"? They were all wondering what it was. So, well, the next day I went on back. And, you know, to find their table the first day, it took me about 30 or 40 minutes for me to find their table. And walking on concrete wipes me out. I mean, it flat wipes me out. So that's why I didn't stick around. You know, I had to get on home. So I went back the next day, and they were both there and stuff. And then all of a sudden, Doug, he sees me, and then he says, "Did you leave that note? The "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty"?" I mean, they didn't put it together initially, you know, until afterwards, until I came up back, and we had a nice little visit. I didn't stay long. Like I said, I can't be on concrete. It just there's no shock absorption in the concrete, and it just goes all the way into my back. So I would like to enjoy. I would love to have visited with them more, but I had to get out of there. I can't be on concrete.
Well, and Wanda has said good evening to you. She's got to get some sleep, but she specifically said to tell you good evening. Good night.
Good night, Danny and Wanda.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still in the room or not, but so I wanted to get that out here real quick. Okay, going on down through here.
Night, Songbird. Thank you for stopping.
Anyone from Scotland? I don't know that there's anybody in the room from Scotland.
Ashley is.
Ashley is.
Sam's in UK.
Yeah, Sam's in the UK.
Fingers Lakes Prepper just stopped in. How many cats were killed tonight? Just stopping in to say hi. They all have your number, Grizz.
Well,
you know, on this whole cat deal, I got to tell y'all, this honest God truth, I've only killed one cat in my life, and I cried when I did it.
Well,
what happened was a kitten got up, you know, one of my mom's kittens got up in my motor compartment when I'd parked out in the driveway out there. The motor was warm, it was wintertime, and a kitten jumped up in up in my motor, and it got caught in my fan belt. And I had to finish it off so it wouldn't suffer. That's the only cat I've ever put down.
We had a neighbor help our kitty cat population one time. Couldn't prove it, but I know they had something to do with that.
Yeah, we had a neighbor, obviously, that
was a real arsehole.
Yeah, actually set out antifreeze. And antifreeze being sweet, if it's out, you know, animals will drink it, and of course it's poisonous to them. So came home to a number of dead cats.
All of them, not a number.
Well, we had a number of cats.
Yeah, we did have a number. Quite a few.
So
my oldest son was living with it at the time he was 18. When he turned 18, his father kicked him out of his house. So he came to live with us, and Daryl and I were just married for 6 months. And he came home from work with this little black kitty cat, knowing that I couldn't say no, knowing that Daryl didn't want it in the house, but I couldn't say no. Okay, we took the cat in. I bought the kitty litter boxes and the cat food, blah, blah, blah. But 2 months later, found out that cat wasn't using the kitty litter box. So out the cat went. Oh.
Sam, that was a different house. I'm sorry.
Yeah, different house. You're right. So the cat went out and made friends with all the other, gigolo cats in the neighborhood, and within a year, oh, I bet you we had 20 to 30 kittens and cats running around. They came to our...
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. They came to our deck, and I had cake pans, oblong cake pans. I would put 3 of them out with cat food. They were always fed, always had water. But the neighbor lady, she was an older lady, never said a word. And she said, Sherry, she says, I have no problem. She says, you take care of the cats. I have never, in all the years that I've lived here, not had an issue with moles or mice. She's like, you can't find any of them. So I go, there we go. The other neighbor didn't like it, so they were gone.
We've had a couple of cats here, and they seem to just adore the breath of the night around here. They won't bother them at all.
Well, Finger Legs, they were semi-feral. I mean, we could handle them all. They weren't wild.
They weren't feral.
But they were a tough bunch. I mean, they would stare down a deer.
We had 6 deer come up close to the deck,
you know,
and they were all hunched on. They were at the top of the deck on the steps, watching these deer. And
I think they were just trying to decide where they should attack the deer at.
I walked out in the garage that one time, and there was a
possum. A possum that they tore apart.
Parts of a possum.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to Grizz here. So,
okay. Give me one break here. My glass is empty. Can you give me about 2 or 3 minutes?
You go get your mountain water.
Yep. You go right ahead.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay. And folks, if you've got any questions, we have been on the air here about an hour and 15 minutes. We do not have a curfew, but we don't want to run Grizz out of his joy juice either.
We need to get him a bigger jug.
So I hope everybody's having decent weather, whatever part of the world you're in over here. It has gotten a little chillier here, so we know winter is coming. And I'm just looking at that stack of firewood that Grizz has in the back here.
I'm telling you, it looks like a bed to me. Those are just sheets made up to look like wood.
Well, the camera...
It's just stacked so perfectly.
Yeah, just the depth on the camera there.
No, Ashley, we're not. We usually on Monday nights, once we hit our hour, it all depends on if the guest wants to keep going, if the people in the room or the chat want to keep going. So we don't have anyone following us, so we leave it up to them.
Yeah, we have done a couple that actually exceed 2 hours, and we have
2.5, I think. We
have done some that, due to other reasons and restraints, they had to shut it off very close to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we always ask for at least an hour when we do one of these with the people. And if you scroll down into the description of this, you will see a schedule of people we have coming up. We are fully booked through the end of January. So we have some really good shows coming up for you folks. And we do not necessarily go strictly into the homesteading genre when we do these shows. So if you folks know of a channel that you'd like to see us have on here, let us know, let them know.
Like Pickerick?
Like Pickerick?
Tammy and Bobby Sprinkles?
So you let us know. And just send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. And that'll work. So, Grizz, are you all set?
I'm all set. All
right.
refreshed.
All refreshed. Fresh glass of juice there, and a lap warmer.
Yep.
So, how are you doing here time-wise?
Oh, I've got all the time in the world. I don't have to get up in the morning till 4:30 or 5.
Okay, well, I don't know that we're going to pull an all-nighter now, Grizz.
Too old for that.
Okay. So, country living in East Arkansas. Well, country girl.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
What got you started in doing these interviews?
Okay. What started us doing the interviews, I would say, is I was fascinated with the live streaming. I would watch Homestead Network. I would watch other channels doing their live streams, and it looked like a very enjoyable thing to do. And we kind of looked at ourselves, and with Sherry and I, yeah, we have the name Homestead in the thing here, but we're not giving up the grid. We are. We're a little bit on the plus side of 60, and empty nesters.
You're older than me.
I'm older than her by a few months and hours. But the live streaming interested me, and I have a computer background, and I thought I can not only do that, I can do it as good as or better than many. And struck on the idea to have a guest, so we would have subject matter. We don't have a Deep South homestead that has an abundance of subject matter. We don't have that here. So I thought maybe we can talk to other people like yourself and just share a little bit of these other people's behind the scenes, if you would. And I think we've done pretty decent with that. Our first show was back in May. Mm-hmm. We have not missed a week. We have been on every week. We have had some technical difficulties from time to time, but we have always had a show, and it's always been pretty well received. Yeah, we've had some very small channels, and we've had some pretty good sized channels on. So,
well, I've been following you ever since this was a thing. You did some live chats and stuff before you started this, and you started talking about it. We all tried to give you support on it.
Okay.
And,
okay, Grizz, you broke up just a little bit. If you would repeat that, please, because I couldn't understand you.
Am I breaking up now?
Just a little, and I'm not sure why.
I'm all of a sudden getting feedback all of a sudden for some reason. But anyway, I remember when you were first talking about starting this, and we all gave you support. Actually, me and Ken, Rocky Brook Farms, and there's a number of other people coming to your live chats then, and you were talking about it then, and we all gave you some strong support on that. Thought it was a great idea, and I've been following your channel ever since then.
Well, we've certainly enjoyed it. We enjoy talking with all the guests that we've had, and this has opened the door for Sherry and I to do a little bit of traveling and meet some of you folks out there. And we've done some traveling this year. We've been to two of the I'm going to say at least the larger conferences in.
And the other ones were meetups.
and then meetups, and
Yeah.
so we've done some traveling. We've met a lot of wonderful people, and I don't know, anything else you want to say about it?
No.
I'm stumbling and bumbling here. Thank you very much, Grizz.
Hey, I have another question. On your garden you guys did, how much, and I'm not talking about the meats and the oils and the flour and everything else, but how much of your vegetable produce did y'all put up for the year, as far as how much you think it was 10%, 25% of your canned goods? Or
This year, I would say the garden got away from us. I was sick part of the summer, so I didn't get out like I should. I didn't get all the tomatoes I wanted, but I do have quite a bit of tomato sauce, stewed tomatoes, spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce that are canned. We bought peaches, and my granddaughter and we canned peaches. What else? Beans. The animals ate. We didn't get one cauliflower, not one broccoli. I hope the animals choked on it as they ate it. Got some carrots. A lot of the stuff that we picked, I just gave to our youngest son and their family, because he's the one that has our two youngest granddaughters, and they love the fresh vegetables, and they love helping in the garden. So we give a lot of it away. Yeah.
But we have we have a set of shelves that it's really pretty full. That's probably 10-foot long, five rows high, and double jars on every row that's 18 inches deep. Or is that 24 inch?
24.
That's the 24-inch deep shelves. So we have a lot that is canned. Right now it's pretty full.
Yes, we have, from our garden, there's a whole lot. But we put up about 50 pounds of beet, and a whole bunch of 100 cans of tomatoes and various other meat, tomato sauce, tomato juice, salsa. We got 36 pint jars of green salsa out of our tomatoes when they was getting ready to freeze.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't. We got a bunch of string beans, and I didn't put any of my string beans on up. They all went to waste.
And Idaho Hillbilly has just joined the chat here.
Hey, Idaho Hillbilly. That's Kevin. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, I'm familiar with his channel. I like his stuff.
Yeah, he has good stuff. I had dreams of when I first found his channel. I had dreams and told him I was going to come up there and have a cup of coffee with him, because my brother lives not too far. A couple of brothers live not too far from him. And I told him I was going to come up there and have a cup of coffee with him, but I can't do it now.
And we have another channel in here that I'm not familiar with. Country Living East Oregon Style 61.
I'm subscribed to them. I'm trying to think of how.
I figured you might know.
I think they're in Eastern Oregon.
Yeah, Country Living Oregon Style 61. So I'm going to say Eastern.
Yeah, they're a good channel too.
Christy Betts wants to know if your wife is camera shy.
It depends on our mood. Let me put it that way. My wife's not here this evening, though. Her and my daughter went shopping, and they might have stopped at a friend's house to watch it. So I better not say all the nasty stuff about my wife while she's not on stream tonight. If you're watching, I love you.
All right. Well, let's see here. Grizz, there's still 50 some in the room here, and the chat's just going away. So,
wow.
Let's see. Well, something that we can mention here, and I know you and I had a brief discussion on it the other day, is some of the latest stuff going on with YouTube as far as all the demonetization and all this crazy stuff that that YouTube is doing to creators right now. We heard earlier tonight that a channel we've had in the past as a guest has lost considerable amount of money, and this is how they make their living is on YouTube and or selling off their website and stuff like that. But they took I'm going to say probably a 30% cut, maybe less than that, maybe 25%.
Finger Lakes preppers, so are ours. Even before
Well, you know,
they're live, they have done that.
I think part of this YouTube yellow flag is learning how to play the game. Because my income has been slowly, my income has been on the rise ever since I started my channel. I've never seen a drop in on my revenues. I have one video that was actually ordinary on the revenue it gave. That was my Harbor Freight Sawmill review, right. And that video has made me like $20. Outside of that, I look at everything on out there, and my revenue has been slowly climbing, and I haven't seen a decrease. However, when the yellow flags first came on out, I asked some questions from other YouTube channels, and basically I learned that first of all, try to avoid conflicting words. And by the way, here let me put this on out here. Well, a conflicting word, believe it or not, is free. If you use the word free in your title or anywhere, that word is oppressed because it's detrimental to the advertising world.
Okay.
So there's a person's got to learn how to play the YouTube games and learn how to basically not all my videos, I don't do this with all my videos, but basically my videos, when videos that I think that are going to be good, but I think are going to be questionable, that if they're going to yellow flag, I'll upload them and I'll let them sit for 3 or 4 days in unlisted. And then after 3 or 4 days, they'll go from yellow flag back to green flag, and then I'll make them public.
Well, I know that happens sometimes.
I haven't seen my revenue drop at all with this yellow flag. I had on the 11th of this month, I had my best revenue day, period. I made $1.98 in one day, which to me that's a lot. I mean, because typically my average has been around 50 to 75 cents average, somewhere around there daily. It fluctuates up and down, but somewhere around 50 to 75 cents a day. But on the 11th, I made $1.98.
Yeah, there's a lot of people think that you just make tons of money doing this, and the reality is you do not. When you consider the time involved, and the equipment costs and all that, you're not in this for the money. You're in this for learning, for having a good time, for a hobby. There are the very, very few exceptions, and I know some of them. I know one of them personally that just makes bundles of money. But those exceptions are so far and few between checking here.
Well, I've always said that the only reason why I would do YouTube is so that someday I'll be able to afford to take my wife out to dinner for a bean burrito at Taco Bell.
And Bobby Sprinkle is saying Idaho Hillbilly is famous. And he is in a way. I've watched him for a long time.
Now that's the guy that goes against all the stuff that I read about YouTube. I read that YouTube does not take subscribers away and all this and that. But you know what? He lost like 2,500 subscribers overnight. And then YouTube says, oh, no, we don't take subscribers away.
Yeah. Well, I look at my analytics. I figure that stuff out, and it's just pretty crazy. The our viewing audience is only what 28% of our viewers are subscribed to us. So that by that token, 70-some% that watch us are not even subscribed. Things just don't add up, because we see the same people in here all the time. How they going to know about us? So
Well, now you're gonna. One of these times, remind me. I want to ask you, at another date, not this evening, of course, but to show me how to separate who my viewers are that are subbed and unsubbed, because I haven't found that yet.
Okay, well, we'll spend some time. I can do some screen sharing with you, and we can show you that. So let's get back to here. Okay, Southern Ark Homestead's going to have to leave, so she says hugs, Grizz. That she's
Hey, Anita, how you doing?
She's got to get to bed.
I know Backwood was supposed to get on over to our place to set up a blind to do some deer hunting. I haven't checked recently to see if they've done that yet.
And Idaho Hillbilly, since you're in our chat, I want you to send me an email, please, sir. You or Kitty, or both of you.
Yeah, Idaho Hillbilly would be a great channel to get on here for an interview.
I think they would be as well. That's why I'd like very much for him to send me an email. So, yeah, if you could send me an email, I would appreciate it. twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Okay. Bloody lightweights going to bed. Oh, yeah. Sam Stevens says the bloody lightweights are going to bed.
I think it's almost, isn't it almost 4 o'clock there in England, Sam?
Oh, I thought Sam was down in the south now.
No,
Did she move back to England?
No, she never left England.
Yeah, she's in England.
Yeah, she's still in England.
And we had someone from Scotland in here. I haven't seen the gal from Japan.
No, I've not seen her.
Tina didn't show up? Oh, bummer.
No, haven't seen her.
And BC Truck has just stated that he seems to have stagnated in subscriber growth. And this is something else that I've noticed. It goes in spurts, where all of a sudden you got a nice little growth pattern, and all of a sudden you're not getting any. Matter of fact, you're losing a couple more than you're getting on a daily basis.
Yep.
So it's crazy.
That has seemed to happen to me right now, because I jumped from 500 to 800 in a period of a couple of months.
Okay.
And now I've gone stagnant on that. And I'm actually, what I've checked here today, I actually lost 3 or 4, which you see yourself losing some, 2 or 3, and then you gain them back. Usually when you lose some, you end up getting more back than what you lose. But it just seems like right now I'm in that stagnant time too.
Country Girl said Tina had a family event today.
Okay.
Idaho Hillbilly, you have a good evening. Thank you for stopping.
And please send us an email.
Yeah, and you give Miss Kitty a hug for me too, Kevin.
Okay. Just looking to see who else is saying things here. I want to make sure that we relay all this information back to you properly. Okay. I don't know. We are an hour and 40 minutes into this. And
yeah,
we still have 46 in the room. So we still have, I think there's 46. Okay.
I'm game if you guys are.
Bet in the Farm he said just came in from the shop. It's in his chat at Bet in the Farm. So we had somebody here. I Wear Aprons is in here. Noah's Ark.
Yeah, I'm getting a rolling pin.
You are?
Yep.
For what purpose? I want to know.
Chad, can you put the name Daryl on that rolling pin for me?
Grizz, I might need some help here.
I think I need to build you a doghouse.
Oh, you're doing that real well. Just give him a shovel.
Hey, I got a question to ask you. That tractor that you rented, what, about 5-6 months ago that you had out there, that Yamar, I think it was?
Yes.
Are you considering buying one?
No. No. We don't have enough property.
You don't see?
If I was made of money and just, had some extra toys, I'd probably get a Kubota or something.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
Now you tell me.
Yeah, I kept it from her all these years.
But,
well, you know what? I have a suggestion on how you can get that Kubota tractor.
I'm listening.
Set your YouTube earnings to 15,000.
Yeah, and you want us to reach that when? Before we pass away or after?
Considering the fact, Grizz, we have not collected our very first check yet from YouTube.
I haven't either. I'm at $86 is where I'm at. But I just bumped mine up to 500. I don't want them to send me $100.
Well,
because when I want my first check to be able to buy something and show YouTube, put it on the channel, say, hey, I didn't spend this on beer. This is what I got.
We when we were able, we did turn on the super chat, and we certainly appreciate anybody that does want to participate in that program. Having said that, YouTube takes 30% of whatever money somebody does throw at the super chat. So if they if they were to throw $30 out, you only get 20. So it's pretty steep on the back end of that. But in order to compensate for that, we do have, and we have enabled the PayPal and the Patreon, that if somebody wants to help us out, they can do so. We don't advertise it though. We just don't advertise it.
Can I give you a suggestion there for that?
Sure.
And I've been thinking about doing this. I haven't tried it out yet, but I've been thinking about posting in my descriptions on every video, if you want to tip this channel, here's my PayPal account.
Yeah, good way to do it.
Well, we do it in the live stream because that's where the super chat is available, is in a live stream.
Unfortunately, YouTube gets a portion of Super Chat.
The one advantage to the Super Chat is a lot of people like to see their name put up on the screen.
Absolutely.
So there's a number of people that would not send money to your PayPal account, whereas they would do it on the Super Chat. And I'm not saying that to belittle them, because it is a good advertisement for a person's channel.
It is. It is. And let's face it, every little bit helps. And again, people have no clue what the actual costs are behind producing this. A lot of the people in the channel here tonight are content creators. I see 7D Farm is in the channel.
Yes, I said Sherry. Sherry says she's baking tonight, so she's watching.
But yeah, it's I guess where I started with all this is with the Super Chat. That is that's not counted as income for you as far as getting a paycheck. Correct. You did not need to do that, but thank you very much.
Super Chat is not accounted as the income?
No.
Oh, that's good to know.
No, because, well, not on the initial income. Let me put it that way.
And then it's a 100.
Yeah, because counting the Super Chats that we've had, we're well over 100. And it said, well, you haven't hit your AdSense yet with the 100. So, and my response to them is, well, you keep taking the ads away from me. With all this yellow flagging and stuff. And then, of course, and I've been watching. I've seen a lot of channels talk about this. Yeah, they throw the yellow flag up there, but yet there's still ads that appear on your videos. You just apparently are not getting any compensation for it. So it's absolutely crazy. I don't know.
You get compensation for those ads on your channel that are yellow flagged, but here's the deal on the advertisements from YouTube. You have your big channel ads like from John Deere and GMC and Nationwide and stuff like that. $5. Everybody wants those ads. With your yellow flag, those channels don't advertise on you. You get smaller advertisers, and they pay a whole lot less.
Well, that's all right, Grizz. If you were going to throw some money out there to get yourself more subscribers, and we'd be proud to run your ad here.
But see, like I put $5 to advertise my channel. If they put your advertisement on your yellow flag video, you would still get that advertisement money from me. It's just at a lower rate than what you would from John Deere or Nationwide or GMC or whoever.
I understand all that, and I can believe me. I've studied the analytics. I can roll those down for you there, but
well,
I want to make sure I'm not missing
I told Tessie about that to take your videos and put them to unlisted and leave them that way for 3 or 4 days, because my videos, when I upload them, within 15-20 minutes they go from green to yellow, and then sometimes in 4 hours, sometimes in 4 days they'll go back to green again. But after they go back to green, then go ahead and upload them, make them public. And she says that that's made a big difference on her channel.
And that's, what you're saying has validity without question. The problem is our biggest shows, or our live streams, are our biggest shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do this. I can't do this live stream and park it for 4 or 5 days.
Right, but this live stream, do you go back on in after the live stream is over and put more advertisement into it afterwards?
No, I do not.
You can go back when you're all done with this live stream. You can go back into your editing of this channel, and you can go back in and you can add. They'll have suggested spots,
yeah, but
or you can add spots, and you can add a whole bunch of advertisement spots. And some of my videos, I've done that, and I've had some of my videos. I've added like 10 on my live chats. I've added like 10 advertisement spots. And every single one of them filled up. And other times, they don't fill up those advertisements. I might get 1 or 2 advertisements. It just makes it odd, when I tell YouTube that, hey, you know what, I want to make these spots available for ads, maybe they'll fill them, maybe they won't. But it has helped my revenue.
Okay, well, that's certainly something to look at. And Sam just says, heck with it.
That's not what she said.
That's not what she said?
That's not what she said.
Hey, I say that I'm not about the money, but I tell you what, the money is a good hobby.
Well, no, it's not about, we're not doing this to make a living, but it sure be nice to just have it pay your internet or something. So we're working at it.
Yeah,
We'll get there. We will get
well, live streams don't. To me, the way I see live streams is they don't bring you money per se, all in all, and it'll bring a little a few pennies. The way I see live streams is they're the live streams are the bread and butter, and your other videos are the gravy. Your live streams do bring views to your other videos.
Grizz, we're starving.
I understand. I'm hungry too. but your live streams do bring views to your other videos.
Sure. That's like I put together one that we did with the grandkids this weekend that will probably go up in the morning. Jerry?
Yeah.
We'll have a fresh one up tomorrow morning. So.
And then you still have
Speaking of the grandkids.
I'm sorry. What's that?
Speaking of the grandkids.
Yes.
I would love to see next year during the canning season, to see them more involved in the actual canning, learning that process. I think that'd be so cool for Sharon to be teaching them the canning process and how you're putting up your food. That whole aspect. I think that'd be cool for a video to have that with the kids.
They have certainly helped this year. So yeah, I think you have a valid point, and that sounds like some good content possibly.
Well, I mean, you had the content of Cher doing the baking and the cooking and stuff with the kids, and that was some good content. I'm not taking away from that. But next year, I think the game could be stepped up a little bit more of teaching them, especially when one of the kids really got excited into learning about canning and stuff.
Grizz,
I think.
Grizz, we've just been.
I love seeing kids involved in learning the simple life.
We've been shot down. Sam Stevens has said that you can't can kids. It's illegal.
Yeah, that's another reason why I had to dump her.
And General has just made it into the room. So, all right.
Who did?
General. Jeneral.
That's Jenny.
Yes.
And Jenny, special prayers for you, gal. I love you.
So let's see here. Canning is finally making a comeback. It was a lost art for many years.
It's like it missed a generation.
And I Wear Apron says, Grizz, my 10-year-old grandson butchered his own buck this year with little assistance. For 10 years old.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
It says, Grizz, my 10-year-old grandson butchered his own buck this year with little assistance.
That is totally awesome.
Yes, I agree.
I love stories like that.
And Christy Betts says, here, grandkitty, here, grandkitty.
I love hearing about kids getting into the hunting and the butchering and getting their hands dirty and just learning about the life of how sacred animal life is when we take it as food.
Well, let's go ahead and explore something else here under the bus. In the area that you're in, do you carry a weapon with you? Is it necessary
No.
when you left? Okay.
I no need to carry a firearm with me, whether I go to the city or out in the woods. There's nothing that I'm afraid of that I feel like I need to pack a sidearm.
Okay.
And I've done now. Being that I said that, I also have to say that I do respect that people do get to carry them, and I like that they can carry them.
Okay.
What scares me about people carrying sidearms is it seems like we have a lot of cowboys these days that want to be a hero, and that scares me. But I don't want that to take away from our rights as an individual for me to, if I decide to say, hey, you know what, I feel the need to strap on a firearm, I don't want no state permission. And I won't get state permission to do so.
Well, I don't know what kind of wildlife you have in your immediate area there. I know some people I've talked with, they literally have bears in their backyard from time to time. So.
Oh, we got black bear here. We got cougar here.
Okay.
I mean, that's but quite now every part of the country is different. Okay, right. So. Right. What I'm talking about is in my backyard, and we got tons of cougar here. The state of Oregon has made it to where you cannot hunt bear and cougar with dogs anymore, which has really reduced the amount of bear and cougar. And we have a huge cougar overpopulation in the state. It has not become a threat to the people. It has become a huge threat to the deer population, but it has not become a population to the people. What happens is you have a lot of people that get scared that, oh, we got cougars, I gotta put a sidearm and protect myself a cougar. Quite honestly, you're not on their menu. You know, a cougar. I mean, for a cougar to want to attack a person, it's going to be an old decrepit cougar that isn't fast enough to take down a deer anymore. And usually that cougar is dead before it gets to that point. You know, so to me, to protect against wildlife, I don't see no need for a firearm, at least not in the area where I live at. We don't have grizzly bears. We only have black bears. We have lots of them. I will say this, if I lived in the South, like I have before, when I did carry a sidearm, it wasn't because of cougars or bears or gators or anything else. It was because of snakes. And that's the only reason why I had to carry a firearm, because snakes scare the bejeebies out of me.
Yeah, I'm not a snake fan. I'm not a snake fan at all.
You know, I have some stories. You know, it's about 12, 15 years ago, I was out hunting, and I came across a mama sow with her 3 cubs, a black bear sow, and her 3 cubs. And the one cub, the one cub was up in a tree. The other 2 cubs were at the base of the tree. When I came around the hill and I confronted them, and the mama sow bear with her 3 cubs ran from me. You know, I had my hunting rifle, I had my 270, but this Mama Sow, she ran from me. She just shot on out about 150 yards away from me. That was her natural instinct, was first of all, flee man. After it got out there about 150 yards, I thought, oh my goodness, what's going to happen now? Here's these 3 cubs right in front of me. Mama Sow has fled, but if they cry, she's going to return. And it made me do some thinking, and I'd always heard that soft music is soothing to wild animals. So I started whistling the tune Amazing Grace. And as soon as I started whistling that soft tune of Amazing Grace, that Mama Sow stopped in her tracks, turned around, and sat down and listened.
Wow.
And the 2 cubs at the bottom of the tree, they sat there and listened for a bit. And the 1 cub that was up in the tree, that cub sat up in the tree and listened for a bit. And then while I was whistling that soft tune, those 2 cubs, they trotted off to join Mama. But that 3rd cub was still up in the tree. So I was still a little bit nervous about this whole deal. But I thought, you know what? I can't stop whistling. So I just kept on whistling this soft tune. Well, that baby cub that was still left of the tree, she finally climbed down and sat down at the base of the tree, at the stump of the tree, sat there, and just started listening to me whistle. But she didn't attempt to approach her siblings or anything else. She just stayed right there. And I had to go through her. And I wasn't sure what to do other than to keep on whistling. But then while I was kept on whistling, it seemed like an eternity, I decided that, well, you know what? I'm going to, Mama doesn't seem to be too concerned about it. She's enjoying the music. This was the stupid part that I did that I will never do again. Not that anything bad happened from it, but, hindsight, I would never do this again. But I decided to see how close I could get to that little cub, whistling softly before she'd move. And the whole time that I was doing this, I slowly was approaching her, this baby cub. I kept my 270, the scope right on the Mama Sow. And that's the reason why I say that I would never do this again, because if something had to happen, I would have had to shoot the Mama Sow. And if I had to shoot the Mama Sow, I would have had to shoot the 3 cubs too. And I would have hated it doing that. That's why I'd never do this again. But all's well that ends well. I approached that baby cub that was sitting underneath the tree within about 4 feet of that baby cub before it trotted off and finally joined its mom, and they went off in the brush. Now, I didn't need a gun because I know a little bit about wildlife. It was stupid of me to do that, to see how close I could approach. I would never do that again. But wildlife is not out to get you. I've got skunks that I've out in my chicken coop, and I keep on saying I'm going to catch it on camera. I go out there at nighttime to close it on up, and I'm shining the flashlight to count my chickens at night. I shine it, and I'll see a skunk in one of the hen layers box eating the eggs. Not once has that skunk threatened me, ever. Yeah, it's annoying to have the skunk come on in there because they eat the chicken feed, they eat my eggs, they throw the chicken feed everywhere. Yeah, it's annoying, but they're just doing what they do. And, I just don't feel the need to carry a firearm to protect myself against wildlife because they're not a threat to me. They might be a threat to my way of life, but they're not a threat to my life.
Well, I think that's very well said. And Grizz, I want to really thank you from the bottom of my heart for agreeing to be on the show here with us and talking with everybody. I think everybody's gotten a lot more insight into the person that holds the kitty in the left hand and the hammer in the right.
Yeah, that's not me. But don't tell anybody, that's our secret.
Okay. All right.
Just between us.
So
I think I'm gonna have to call it myself.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna do that. Grizz, again, thank you so much.
I sure appreciate you having me on tonight.
Oh, it's been wonderful. Country Girl says, Grizz, you're awesome and I love you.
So
I love you too.
Grizz, just hang on there for a minute. I'm going to shut things down here, but just hang on there for a minute.
Sam Stevens still thinks you're a pain in the arse, though, Grizz.
All right, folks. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. We will see you all later. See you next week.